The air at dawn carries a frequency that most of the world has forgotten how to hear. Within the silence of the rising sun lies a gateway to an ancient authority that was once common knowledge among the masters. You have been taught to beg for blessings. But the great Master Jesus taught something far more revolutionary and powerful. He did not ask for permission to have a blessed day. He spoke the very fabric of reality into alignment, using the sacred tongue. These were not mere words, but specific, vibrational keys that unlocked the creative potential of the monad within him. Imagine standing at the threshold of your morning, not with anxiety, but with the vocal codes that dissolve every shadow of doubt. Today, we strip away centuries of mistranslation to reveal the exact sounds that bridge the gap between human limitation and divine command. Prepare your spirit, because once you hear these frequencies, your mornings will never be a passive experience of fate ever again. The frequency of the monad is waiting for your voice to give it direction in this physical realm. The first rays of light are not just physical phenomena, but a call to the awakening of the inner spark that resides in every living soul. Jesus understood that the transition from sleep to wakefulness is the most critical moment for setting the trajectory of one's energetic field. In the ancient Gnostic traditions, this moment is seen as the daily resurrection of the consciousness from the depths of the material illusion. To command the day, one must first recognize the source of all light, which is why the first word Abwoon was so foundational to his morning practice. While many translate this simply as Father, the true Aramaic breath behind Abwoon carries the vibration of the birthing process of the entire cosmos. It is a recognition that you are not separate from the source, but a direct extension of the creative breathing of the universe itself. By sounding this word at dawn, you are realigning your personal rhythm with the heartbeat of the infinite. This alignment acts as a shield against the chaotic frequencies of the world that seek to drain your energy before you even begin your tasks. Jesus used this resonance to establish a firm foundation in the unshakable peace of the higher realms. When you speak this word, you are essentially declaring that your source is not of this matrix, but of the eternal light that no darkness can comprehend. This practice shifts you from a state of survival into a state of intentional creation, where you are the master of your environment. Every cell in your body responds to the vibration of Abwoon, shifting from a state of contraction into one of expansive divine potential. Understanding these frequencies is the first step, but mastering their vibration in your daily life is where the true miracle happens. I receive many messages asking for the correct pronunciation and sequence of these sounds, so I have prepared 2 sacred guides to help you bridge this gap. You can find the link pinned in the comments to begin your practical journey today. Chapter 2, moving deeper into the morning ritual, the focus shifts from the source of light to the expansion of that light through the human vessel. After establishing the connection to the source, Jesus would then activate the power of the monad within, his own physical and spiritual presence. This activation was often achieved through the sacred word shlama, which carries a depth far beyond the common greeting of peace. In the Aramaic frequency, shlama represents a total wholeness and a perfect integration of all parts of the self into a single, unified force. It is the sound that restores the fragments of the soul that have been scattered by the distractions and traumas of the material world. To speak shlama in the morning is to command every part of your being to return to its original, divine blueprint. Jesus taught that without this inner unity, any command given to the world would be weak and inconsistent. By vibrating this sound, he was clearing the interference of the archons who thrive on internal conflict and emotional turbulence within human beings. When you are whole and unified in your frequency, you become an impenetrable fortress that the external world cannot easily disturb. This is the secret to maintaining personal power throughout the day, regardless of the challenges that may arise in your relationships or work. This word acts as a divine harmonizer, tuning your nervous system to the frequency of the celestial spheres, where lack and fear do not exist. As you breathe out this sacred sound, you are literally weaving a garment of light around your soul that protects your energy from being siphoned. If this teaching is stirring a deep resonance in your heart, it is a sign that your soul is ready to return to its original blueprint. To support you in this transition, my guides explain the layers of meaning behind the first sacred words, offering you a path to clear the interference of the world. The link to access these tools is waiting for you in the pinned comment. Chapter 3. The final stage of this morning command involves the outward projection of authority into the physical circumstances of the day ahead. Once the internal alignment and unity are established, Jesus would use words of direct command to shape the unfolding reality of his mission. One of the most potent of these words is Ephatha, a command that literally means to be opened or to be released from all bondage. This was the frequency he used to open ears that could not hear, and eyes that could not see the truth of the kingdom. In your morning ritual, speaking Ephatha is an act of spiritual sovereignty, where you command the doors of opportunity and provision to swing wide. You are telling the universe that the path of your divine purpose is clear, and that no obstacle created by the lower dimensions can stand in your way. Jesus did not hope that things would go well. He used the authority of the monad to demand that the physical realm obey the higher laws of the spirit. This word creates a ripple effect in the quantum field, rearranging the events of your day to serve your highest growth and manifestation. It is a declaration of freedom from the cycles of lack and the limitations that the archons attempt to place upon human potential. When you use this command, you are stepping into your role as a co-creator with the divine, refusing to be a victim of circumstance. The sound of Ephatha shatters the energetic chains of procrastination and fear that often paralyze people before they even start their day. It is the vibration of the master who knows that his word has the power to move mountains and transform water into wine. As you speak this into the morning air, feel the barriers dissolving and the pathways of your destiny becoming illuminated with golden light. Chapter 4. To truly master this ritual, one must understand that the effectiveness of the words depends entirely on the state of the observer speaking them. Jesus spent hours in the silence before the dawn to ensure that his mind was a clear mirror for the light of the monad. He knew that if the words were spoken from a place of ego or desperation, they would lack the necessary weight to impact the material world. The practice of silence is the womb from which the sacred Aramaic commands are born with true power. By sitting in the stillness, you allow the superficial layers of the personality to fall away until only the eternal spark remains. From this place of deep internal quiet, the words Abun Shlaman Ephatha take on a life of their own, vibrating through your entire aura. This is what it means to speak with authority, and not as the scribes who merely repeated dead letters without the living breath. Jesus was showing us that we are the living temples of the divine, and that our voices are the instruments of heavenly manifestation. Every time you perform this ritual, you are strengthening the connection between your physical body and your higher self. This process eventually leads to a state where the morning ritual is no longer something you do, but something you are. Your very presence begins to carry the frequency of these sacred words, affecting everyone and everything you encounter throughout the day. People will sense a different weight to your words and a different light in your eyes, though they may not understand why. You are becoming a conscious anchor for the higher frequencies in a world that is desperately crying out for genuine light and truth. This is the path of the Gnostic initiate, who follows the footsteps of the great master into the heart of the eternal. Chapter 5. As you integrate these 3 sacred commands into your life, you will notice that your relationship with time and causality begins to change. The morning ritual is not just about having a better day. It is about reclaiming your status as a sovereign being who is no longer subject to the lower laws of the matrix. Jesus walked through the world as a master because he never forgot his origin in the monad, and he used the Aramaic language to stay tethered to that truth. The world will try to pull you back into the frequencies of stress, competition, and fear. But your morning command acts as a spiritual anchor. It reminds your subconscious mind that you are fueled by an infinite source that can never be exhausted or depleted by external demands. You will find that your intuition becomes sharper and that you are led to the right actions at the right moments without the need for intense struggle. This is the effortless flow of the kingdom that Jesus spoke of so often in his hidden teachings to the disciples. The ritual is a daily act of rebellion against the systems of control that want you to remain small and powerless. By claiming your morning with these Aramaic codes, you are taking back the keys to your own reality and opening the treasure house of the Spirit. Remember that consistency is the fuel for this transformation, as the physical body needs time to recalibrate its frequency to these higher vibrations. Each day you speak these words, you are carving deeper channels for the divine light to flow through your life and into the world. You are becoming a beacon of hope and a living testimony to the power of the ancient teachings that were meant to be preserved for this very time. The light of the monad is not a distant goal, but a present reality that is activated by your conscious breath and your sacred voice. Chapter 6. In summary, the morning ritual of Jesus was a sophisticated technology of consciousness designed to maintain a permanent state of divine union. By using the words Abwin Shlama and Ifatha, he was able to command his internal and external worlds with absolute precision and love. This power is not reserved for a select few, but is the birthright of every soul that is ready to wake up from the long sleep of the material illusion. As you begin to use these frequencies, do so with the reverence and the boldness of a child of the light. Your voice is a gift from the source, and when it is used in alignment with the sacred sounds of Aramaic, it becomes a force for total transformation. Carry this light with you as you move through your day, knowing that you are never alone and that the power of the great master is vibrating within you. We are just scratching the surface of this ancient power. Get ready, because in our next video, I will reveal even deeper Aramaic codes that unlock spiritual authority you've never imagined. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss this unfolding revelation. Visit Divine Light Academy at the link below to access my complete guides and start your journey into the living language of the Masters. But before you go, I want to hear from you. What did you feel during this session? Comment the word restoration below if you felt a shift in your energy today. We read every response, and your testimony strengthens this entire community of light. Right now, before you close this video, come to the comments and tell us, what did you feel? What shifted? We read every single response. And if this teaching found you today, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we go deeper into the ancient frequency codes that were always meant to be yours.